As you've just seen, Check Please starts its new season next Thursday, January 30th. And speaking of restaurants, celebrity chef Richard Blais is opening some new restaurants in Arizona. And we welcome chef, entrepreneur, writer, creator, actor, and self-proclaimed pot stirrer, Richard Blais. Good to have you here.
Good. Thank you so much. And someone's been reading my Instagram bio. I see that, and I appreciate it.
You know, you're a celebrity chef. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's it like to be a celebrity chef?
Here's the thing. I usually do my live show, and I come out and I say, listen, there's something I have to get off my chest. I have to tell everyone. I don't want to change the gravitas of this, but it's cool being a celebrity chef.
I'm sure it is.
And it really is. I mean, I'm just a cook, and for people to come up, recognize you, know you from this show or that show, to want to take pictures, selfies, whatever it is, get an autograph signed. To me, it's always just mind-blowing because my beginnings were very humble in, fast food, to be honest.
Yeah,
so
you started at McDonald's, didn't you?
I did start at McDonald's, yes. And, fast forward 20 years, I just got the opportunity to do some work with them a few months ago. And it really was like an incredible moment to think that, when I was 15, I was the poissonnier at a McDonald's, which means fish cook in French.
Well, really?
Which is a very prestigious position.
It's quite a McDonald's you were working at there.
Yes.
Was there a moment when you were working at McDonald's, or maybe later, when you figured, I like this more than just the regular guy?
Yeah, I think for me, and I think for anyone, regardless of what you want to pursue for your craft or your profession, is when it doesn't feel like work. I always think that that's exactly where you need to be. If you're like, yeah, I just spent 16 hours here and I don't feel like I've been working, that's always a good indication that you're doing something that you love to do.
Yeah, indeed. Now, you wound up working at French Laundry and Chez Panisse. These are pretty highfalutin places here. And I've always wondered when I hear a chef say, I trained here and what does that mean? What did you learn at Chez Panisse and French Laundry?
Well, I mean, listen, you learn something from every mentor that you have, every employer that you have. I would say for probably, obviously Chez Panisse, known for the sourcing of incredible ingredients, and a chef is only as good as their ingredients. The French Laundry specifically, the odd thing that I learned was to make my bed every night. And what I mean is a chef has to have everything organized. It's called mise en place. Not my literal bed, but you need to have all of your ingredients lined up. You need to do your prep work.
Yes.
And that really, when you make your bed, you have a better night's sleep.
And you're probably
it's the same for a cook.
And you're probably more confident when you're there, right? I mean, you have the confidence. It's like you're not walking a high wire. Or you're walking a high wire a little bit, but not too much.
That's right. Now, fast forward, I do reality TV now, so I'm on the high wire all of the time.
Yeah.
Literally 3 levels up high.
You look like you can handle that. Okay, you're opening 6 new dining restaurants here in Scottsdale, Hyatt Regency and Gainey Ranch. Why these restaurants and why now?
Yeah, Grand Hyatt Scottsdale Resort has gone through a massive renovation, and I've been lucky enough, or I've worked hard enough to get the opportunity to be a part of all of the F&B outlets there, and specifically some signature Richard Blais restaurants, La Zona and Tiki Taka, which are both open to the public right now.
Oh, really? So talk about Tiki Taka. That's like a fusion with Spanish and Japanese food?
Yeah, so Tiki Taka is, my love of Japanese cuisine and my love of Spanish cuisine. I spent a little time working in Spain. I'm a big fan of everything Japanese. They're my versions of those two foods mashed up. But Tiki Taka, the name, is a style of football, soccer, that was made popular in Spain, that consists of lots of small passes and a very artistic sort of approach to the game of football, soccer. But we're using that sort of approach in the kitchen, lots of small plates and lots of exciting flavors.
Interesting.
Right?
And the other restaurant open now is?
The other restaurant is La Zona, which is an Italian restaurant. And I've wanted to open up an Italian restaurant for years as a native New Yorker. Even though I have 0% Italian DNA, I have always wanted to do something in the Italian space. And it tends to be the food that I cook the most at home. So we're really excited about La Zona. Zona specifically is the name of a Roman pasta sauce, which has guanciale in it and sausage, and it's tomato based. It's got pecorino cheese, and it's just this decadent sort of rich pasta sauce.
Some of the other restaurants have planned a Southwest grill for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, huh?
Yeah, Mesa Central. So this is our ode to the American Southwest and everything that someone who's never visited Arizona would expect, and everyone who loves everything about Arizona loves.
All right.
So yeah, we love all of the restaurants.
There's another, a Polynesian Caribbean restaurant served poolside?
Well, this is our pool bar, yes. So I would consider it a little bit more global. But yeah, we're covering all the bases
Yes.
at the Grand Hyatt in Scottsdale, and come see us.
Yeah, and there's another one planned for poolside as well, correct?
Yeah, we have one that's a little bit more kid-friendly, Route 66 Americana, burgers and fries, milkshakes.
Okay.
I mean, liquid nitrogen milkshakes. You know, it's got to
Sure.
be Richard Blaze. But, you know, this is the first time I've gotten the opportunity to develop the food and beverage for an entire resort. And for me, it's been amazing because I travel so much. And I got to look at it through the lens of the guest, right? Hey, I don't want to leave. I'm in this resort and maybe I don't want to travel so much. I want 3 meals, but I want them all to be different. And that's sort of the premise for what we built.
Talk about the creative process. I mean, when Grand Hyatt, when they called you and they said, you're the guy, or when you called them and said, I want to be the guy, whatever the case may be, what do you sit down with a piece of paper? How do you decide you're going to do a Southwest Grill and a taki-tiki-tiki-taki?
Yeah.
How do you decide what?
Yeah, I pretty much, I like to, you know, if you've ever seen like some of these like, you know, tech movies where the tech mogul sort of just gets locked in with a pair of headphones and 3 screens, that's kind of how I approach it. And I take a couple of days at least and I just sort of lock in. I listen to different music. I, you know, think about everything that location has. I do some research data-wise, and I, you know, come up with 8 to 10 ideas, and we whittle it down to 3 or 4.
When you come up to the 8 to 10 ideas, do you work them out? Do you actually cook them? Do you just taste them and go, yay, maybe not so much, yeah, not so much?
Yeah, I mean, because I'm experienced enough, or old, however you want to say that, you know, a lot of these things have already sort of been developed recipe-wise in my mind, or they piggyback off of other concepts that I've done. So yeah, we'll do some tasting. Most of it, though, is in my lab, which is just my home kitchen.
Yeah,
It just sounds a little bit more, you know, impressive for a celebrity chef to say my lab. But yes, my family will be guinea pigs sometime.
You know, I started by asking you what's it like to be a celebrity chef, and people, do they come up to you and they either ask advice or give advice like, I think you might need a little more pepper, or here's what I do. Do they do that? Here's what I do.
Well, in this world of, you know, the internet, yes.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Everyone will tell you that, you know, how they do it or how they do it better. But most of the time, it's just people being grateful for us cooking delicious food for them, or us inspiring them by a television show or whatever it is, and I'm just grateful.
And again, and last question here. Doing what you do, knowing that people love your food, they love your books, they love everything, you're appearing on television, the whole 9 yards here. How rewarding is that? Like when, you know, the day is done, lights are low, resting, relaxing, getting ready for bed here, whatever. Do you sit back and just go, this is cool. This is just cool.
Like I said, I opened with it's cool being a celebrity chef, and it's hard work, but it is really just about making people happy. So whether that's on a television show or by writing a book or cooking for someone in a restaurant, that feeling that you get from making someone happy, yeah, it's a pretty cool feeling.
Well, all right, Richard Blaze, thank you so much for joining us. It's really a great pleasure to speak with you, and congratulations on all these restaurants opening up.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on Check Please Arizona. I'm hoping that I can be a part of the show soon.
All right, we'll talk to you about that after the show. Thank you so much.